Welcome back to another Sunday TikTok Live with me, Dr. Cija Ebeling. I'm here to do past life chat and just have random people come in and join and ask questions. And then I will later put it on YouTube. So if you're watching this on a replay on YouTube, thanks for tuning in to YouTube and enjoying the replay. Hello, Holly. Welcome in. You are the first one in. Yay. So grateful to see you. Grateful for everyone coming in. Just here to do some past life chat or just random chat if you like. Any questions that you might have about how's it going, Holly? Any questions you might have about past lives or any questions that you're just curious to know. This is your time with me. So I'm grateful that you're here, all of you. So if you have any questions, how was my weekend? You know, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot it was Easter weekend and I tried to schedule a session this weekend and they're like, oh no, don't you know it's Easter weekend? I'm like, my kids are older and we don't do the little kids egg hunt anymore, so it's a little different. And today it was kind of sad. Hey Mariah, it's my first Easter without my two oldest girls because they're grown now and I'm kind of feeling a little empty nesty. Even though I have my stepchildren still at home, we still did some things with them and had some fun hanging out. Hello, Spiritual Sunflower. How's Pueblo? It was different there. Oh. You know, something I used to do when my girls were little is, and this is a family tradition that my mother started, I believe, but she would, at night after everyone was asleep, she was the Easter Bunny, and she went around putting little flower Easter Bunny tracks all over the house and hiding eggs and candy everywhere, you know, all over the house. And so when we got up the next morning, we seen all these flower tracks all over the place because the Easter Bunny stepped in the flower when he was inside the house hiding eggs. And I did this for my girls for many, many years, and I just absolutely love that tradition. And then one Easter, when my girls were still little, my youngest woke up and caught me. And I started crying because I wanted to keep this going, but it would never be the same after that. So what Easter traditions do you guys have? Dusty and Wendy in Pueblo, yes, here too. Do you have to work up the confidence to do lives and videos? Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Ask my husband. I freak out every time. Like minutes coming up to it, I'm just pacing and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to talk about? I'm like, well, this is just a chat. It's not really a scheduled thing. And it's just, if you have questions, I'm here to answer them. So that's a really good question because I was just freaking out in the bathroom a minute ago. I get a little nervous. I got to get rid of those nerves, but definitely. And something else that I like to do to help with the nerves is I'm always holding some type of crystal. And this is what I'm holding. Actually, I've held this for several weeks in a row, and it's my septarian crystal, and that helps with communication. So this is why I hold it. We would color eggs, and yes, I was the Easter Bunny also. Aww, that's awesome. Anyone have any special dinners that they do for Easter? Because I don't know, we've done ham before, but I'm not big on meat anymore. Since I had my gallbladder removed, me and meat are not friends, and I don't mind it. I don't miss the greasiness of it. Not anymore. Oh. Let's see. So if you're coming in and asking questions, I don't know. I'm not a reader. I'm not here doing intuitive readings, although I am an intuitive. I do that for myself and my family. I don't particularly like to do readings for anyone in particular because you have the power to know yourself. And so, hello, Christine. You know what? I'm going to get my glasses on because I can hardly see the chat. So forgive me. Try to do it without it, but holy moly, there you guys are. Oh, sorry. Thank you, though. You're welcome. So much love to you. You know, I wanted to do that too, but I really need, yeah, I can't do that. Thanks for that, though. That was fun in the chat. Thank you for sharing the live video. I appreciate that. I'm just here answering questions. Oh my goodness, Brandon, thank you for the universe or whatever that was that just popped up on the screen. That was a galaxy. Thank you. That was so pretty. Appreciate it. Holly says, welcome everyone. You know, I've really met some amazing people through TikTok and oh, thanks. Thank you. Let's see, do I have a guided meditation for self-regression? Yes, I do. So if you go to my bio and go into my YouTube channel, you'll have to scroll back several weeks, but there is a general past life regression that you can participate in. And let me know how it works out for you. I do have the singing bowls in the beginning of it, and it gets pretty loud. Some people can handle it and others can't. So if you go to the comments, it'll tell you where to skip ahead of those bowls so you're not blasted into tomorrow. You were on my YouTube yesterday. Thank you. You love the singing bowls. And then just play it all along then. Unless you guys want to do one now. I could do one now if you want. Tell me in the comments and I can just lead you through one tonight. The singing bowls helped Holly, she said, so. And if you haven't seen my recent past life regression in my bio, I did one recently with Angels Do, and it was a fun one-on-one live event. And I tried to go live on my channel, but I don't know how to do 2 lives at the same time, how it comes up on my channel and her channel, so I'm still learning this whole thing. You've seen it then. Okay, good, Christine. I appreciate you watching that and seeing how easy it is. It is so, it just flows when you learn to just relax and trust the information coming in. It just magically brings in more information. It's just like a flow, like a river just flowing through, and you're able to tap into all that information. Do you actually remember a past life? I remember several past lives, and I remember the life planning stage before this life too, in what roles I would play with my family members and how they would help me in my growth, in my own spiritual growth. And it wasn't necessarily a fun thing to experience in this lifetime, but they followed through with their portion of their roles, and I am just forever grateful for that. Wow, look at all the roses and stuff. Thank you, everyone. Brandon and Mariah. Bonnie, I was drawn to my family's cemetery today. How does it feel there for you? When you walk into a cemetery, do you feel anything there? Because I don't know about you, but when I pass, that's not where I'm going to be. No way. I am just going to be exploring and loving on my crew and planning the next phase, you know, the next transition. I will not be out gifted. You're a competitor, aren't you, Brandon? I feel safe, but I don't go often. You can always take someone with you. I have a cemetery right behind my house. I live in a very quiet neighborhood, and yeah. Come out to Colorado, we'll walk through one together. Can we hear a singing bowl? You know what? Yeah, absolutely. So I have 7 different singing bowls, and they each resonate at different frequencies of your energy centers. So I'm going to talk about the energy centers really quick, and then you tell me which ones you want to hear. What was one of your most exciting past life regression sessions you've ever done? You know, I have so many, but before I get into that, Spiritual Sunflower, I'm just asking, so we have 7 main energy centers, all the way from the root, all the way to the crown, and each of my bowls resonates at the healed frequency at that. You know what? I'm going to play all of them. How about that? And I'll explain what's going on with each of them. We'll do a chakra balancing, and I'll stand kind of far away from the phone so you're not blasted into tomorrow, unless you want to be, and that's cool too. And then you can tell me all about it, what's going to happen tomorrow. But I'm going to start, so I'm getting up and getting down, so I'm going to start with the root, which is at the base of your spine at the tailbone. Thank you, Holly. So your root is out of balance. This is your safe center. This is your grounding center. So when you're feeling disconnected from yourself, or you're feeling a lack of security in your life, maybe you're feeling a lot of fear. After the last couple years that we've had, there's been a lot of fear going on, especially if you're still tuned into the news. It's just a constant flow of fear. So if you want to disengage from your depression and your fear, turn the TV off and start listening to healing tones. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the bowls, and I'm going to start with the root. So there we go. All right, I have a larger bowl than this one. This is pretty big, and this actually resonates at the note C. And so what I usually have people do when they come into my office for a balancing, I just have them visualize the colors. So if you can visualize in your mind at the tailbone or at the root energy center a red energy, this is going to balance out your fear, your feeling. You're going to feel more grounded. You're going to feel safe. This is the safety center. So spin that red energy. Chat right now, but tell me if you felt that in the root at your tailbone. You think this is big? I have a larger one that comes up to my knee, which is the heart chakra, and it's a very low penetrating. I don't have it here at the office, but I use it in my sound baths. So this one is the root. And I don't have my gong mallets here, otherwise I'd do that for you too, but we're gonna move up the spine. So we just did the root. So right above the tailbone and below the navel is the sacral chakra, or the sacral energy center. And this is out of balance when, this is your creative center. So when you're feeling a lack of creativity in your life, maybe you have a low libido or a high libido. This area is where, well, in the female, this is where your organs are for creating other humans. So this one, it resonates. The orange frequency is also, oops, I'm missing my sticker here. Anyway, this is out of balance when you're lacking creativity in your life. So visualize an orange energy spinning right above the tailbone and below the navel. My office doing this, I can actually tell if you are out of balance because it'll start making wavy patterns. But if it plays straight like you just heard, maybe you didn't hear it straight. That means you're out of balance, but I heard it straight, so that means that my creativity is intact, so yay. And we're going to move up the spine to the solar plexus energy center, and this is right above your navel and below your rib cage. This is out of balance when this is your confidence center, your power center. So when you're feeling a lack of self-confidence or self-esteem is really low, maybe you have a lack of joy in your life, this is out of balance. So if you could visualize right above your navel and below the rib cage a yellow energy, and just spin that while I do the bowl, we're going to balance it out. Just breathe in confidence. do this all the time. This one is usually pretty out of balance for me. I get really nervous talking in public or on a live TikTok, but this helps bring the balance back. All right, next up, we're moving up the spine, remember? So we're gonna be heading up to the heart space. Your heart energy center is out of balance when you're feeling a lack of kindness and compassion and love for others. Maybe you're feeling jealous or hateful towards someone else. Maybe you're doing a lot of negative talk about someone else. This is out of balance. So in the heart space, I want you to visualize a green energy while I spin this and balance it for you. See how they're the colors of the rainbow? Each color resonates at the same frequency. So if you're not able to get a sound bath going on or a chakra balancing with a sound therapist, wear these colors to balance it out. Also, eating those foods that are those colors are also good for you. So we're going to move up now to the throat center, the throat chakra. This is out of balance when we feel like we can't speak our truth. Maybe you can't, maybe feeling like you're misunderstood. No one's listening to you. Or maybe if it's overactive, you are a chronic talker. I have one of those in my household and it's very draining. So I grab my throat chakra bowl and I'm playing it. Thanks for the crown. So I want you to visualize in the throat center a blue energy. Let's spin that out and balance it. Knowing that you can speak your truth anytime. Believe in yourself. I don't know if you can hear the waves, but mine's a little out of balance because I'm nervous about speaking. Quite a bit more work for me, but we could do that at a time. All right. These are singing bowls. If you're just tuning in, we're just doing a chakra balance with some crystal singing bowls. This one resonates at the third eye energy center, which is in the center of your forehead. This is out of balance when you can't seem to connect with your intuition. Maybe you have a lack of imagination. So what we do is we visualize an indigo color energy spinning at the center of the forehead while I balance it out. I can feel that heavy in my hands. All right, the last one. This is the crown chakra, which is the top of the head. This is out of balance when maybe we feel a bit of brain fog or depression, or maybe you have some learning difficulties. I know I have. So this is also the connection to the divine. And so when we have a lack of that, or maybe we are experiencing too much information coming in, this is out of balance. So if you could visualize a violet color energy spinning at the crown, the top of the head, balance it out. So during my past life regression events and also in person or in Zoom, I will use the top 3 energy centers so we could speak our truth while we're basically tapping into the intuition and it's being divinely guided. So I use the top 3 to open up to help enhance the session. So if you didn't get to see all of the singing bowls, no worries. I'm going to upload this tomorrow onto my YouTube channel, which you can find the link in my bio. So thank you for asking to do. I wasn't going to do that. I had no plans on it. So thanks for helping me do this live, giving me something to do. You are so welcome. Oh, I'm glad it worked. Smooth skater. You're very welcome. Thank you for joining in. Brandon, Mr. Competition over here. So happy I found you through Donna. Much gratitude. I am so grateful that I found Donna too. Actually, Brandon introduced me to Donna. And funny thing is, if you don't follow Angels Do, this is who I'm talking about on TikTok. She actually lived in the same town as me not that long ago, and we have some of the same friends, and I had no idea. So it is really cool that we're connecting this way through TikTok, and I'm trying to go out to her event next month in Virginia Beach to do some energy retreat. You missed the first part. What were the papers inside the bowls? Those are actually, during sound bath, I have a felt, it's just a piece of felt that I cut up, because what I do is during the sound bath, I put lights inside the bowl so they light up. They're amazing. They're beautiful. I think I put a video out there with these recently. So if you go through my feed in my TikTok channel, you'll see a recent video with all the bowls lit up and everything at my most recent sound bath that I did. I have 2 sets of bowls though. This is my office set, and then when I do the sound bath here in my office, we use these. And then when I go to events, like I get hired to do yoga events and other energy healing events to do their sound bath for them. And so I'll take my traveling set that are just a clear frosted, they're like a frosted color singing bowl, and those look really pretty lit up too with the lights. So, and inside, I have them kind of labeled, and this one just says heart. Not that I need the reminder, but in case I lend these bowls out for someone else to use, they'll know which bowl is which. The stickers came with the set. So you'll be there also. Good. I'm just waiting on I'm manifesting funds coming in right now, so I'll hopefully know this week if I'm going to make it out or not. Otherwise, Donna says she's going to Zoom, and I can certainly do a Zoom guided meditation for past lives. I don't know what color indigo is. It's kind of like a mix between a bluish, purplish. It's like a deep, I don't either really. It's like an off-colored blue. Thank you, Mariah. Yes, dark bluish purple. Yes. Christine Mohammed, can't wait to meet you in person. Oh, Christine, are you going to be there too at the event? We're just curious. Thank you for all the likes. Oh my goodness, we're almost up to 5,000. Yes, I am a holistic doctor. Thank you for asking. My Ph.D. is in holistic life counseling, and under that umbrella of counseling, I do hypnotherapy and past life regression, because they're related. A lot of times when I regress people to work on their childhood traumas, it takes them into another lifetime. So that happens. Indigo and periwinkle. I like periwinkle too. It's kind of like a weird purplish, lilac-ish color. Those Dodge Neons used to be that color. When I worked for the rental car company, we had a lot of those periwinkle Dodge Neons. That was back in the 90s though, in the 1900s. Hello everyone, just joining in. Thank you for coming in and sending love here. If you have any questions about past lives or anything else that I do, I'd be happy to answer that for you. Christine, you're going to be there with bells on. Yay! I want to dance on the beach so bad. I haven't. I was born in Virginia, but when I was a month old, my parents moved. My dad was in the army, so we didn't stay for very long, just enough to have me and leave. Happy Easter to you too. Thank you for the lights. How do you know how many past lives you've had? Well, I will tell you this. Newer souls on the planet, or I wouldn't say new souls. There's no new soul. We've been forever. We're eternal. But as far as lifetimes on Earth, there are newbies to Earth, and you can point these people out because they have zero common sense. And it's because they're new, you know? People that have common sense have done this multiple times. So how many past lives have you had? That would be a question for your higher self. And this is something that I can ask also in a past life regression when someone comes in or on Zoom. And happy Easter from Newfoundland, Canada. Oh, thank you, Valerie. Happy Easter to you too. Thanks for tuning in and from Canada. Wow. Okay. Mila J. When I was 22-ish, I had a tarot card reader said when she looked at me, she saw a white painted face and specific attire. That's cool. I am something else. There are differences between the past life reader and the past life regressionist. So the past life reader will often be called an Akashic Records reader or a past life reader or a soul reader. And those are just people that tap into your records and tell you what you've done and where you've been. I'm a past life regressionist, and I take people on the journey of remembrance. I take you into a relaxed state, and then we just start letting the visuals come in. Sometimes it's just a feeling or a knowing for people. You don't always see visuals. Some people just, it feels like this, or it feels like that. I mean, it just depends on which of the clairs that you're most prominent in is how it'll come into you. You're welcome. I've had so many traumas in my life. Was I a really bad person in my past life? You know what, Smooth Skater? We all have been the bad guy. We have all had a past life where we lived in contrast, because what we do for our soul growth, we come in to learn life from different perspectives. And perhaps it was your role to play to be the bad guy for someone else to help with their journey of growth. And now it might be turned around where someone else is being traumatic to you, basically to help you along your path. So you see the healer's journey and the spiritual warrior's journey, thank you for the crown, is one of the most difficult journeys. So if you were born into a home that was extremely traumatic, it's because you're called to a higher purpose. It's your soul basically taking you through that traumatic experience and healing from that. And so then in turn, after you are healed, you can then help others heal because you are the healer. Does that resonate with you? Because it sure did with me. So had so many traumas. Okay, I read that one. We can say no to coming back, right? Absolutely, you could say no. But right now, I know that you said yes, especially for right now, what's going on. You are part of this grand awakening happening on the planet right now. This is such a huge thing going on. COVID was basically the catalyst for this to happen. And now people are waking up and realizing, oh my gosh, this reality I thought I've been living in all my life is not what it seems. There's so much more that's going on out there that I had no idea was going on. And something to do, forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know until now. And don't be afraid to jump down that rabbit hole of being curious. If something like past lives or shamanism catches your attention or makes you curious, go. That is your spirit guides guiding you to look this information up so you can remember who you've been, what you've done. It's all connected. Let's see. Let me scroll up here. Oop. I was a part of those people Aw. Thank you for all the new follows, everyone. Thank you so much. Have you finished The Keepers of the Garden? What do you think about imprinting Dolores Cannon talks about? Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. Yeah, I've had to stop for a moment. I've had some things going on currently in my life with healing and stuff. I've had to stop and digest it for a bit. But the imprinting, what Mariah is talking about imprinting is when you may be a new soul coming in, but you don't want to learn all this new stuff. You just come in for the purpose of evolving and helping the planet come to a higher vibrational state. By when you come in, lifetimes have imprinted on you, and you wouldn't know if they're imprints or not. So you wouldn't know if you're a new soul or an old soul. This is the imprint. You come in and you just know this stuff because this is what the soul had planned, just to know it. So I think that's a really amazing concept that I read about, the imprinting. Yes. Do I believe that happens? Yes. Yes. Because I know there's a lot of, I don't know how to say that. I know there's a lot of souls that want to come in later, and some of Dolores Cannon's work talks about the walk-ins. These are the souls that come in maybe after a catastrophic event of a particular person, like they're in a car accident or something and they're barely hanging on to life. That soul can decide, I want to leave, but I'm going to let someone else take over this. And that's why when people go through a traumatic event and they go into a coma and they come back and they don't have no recollection of anything, or they have to learn things all over again, it's because they've switched out souls. This is the walk-in. Sometimes we want a harder journey for the harder the journey, the bigger the growth. So keep that in mind too. Let's see. That resonates good. I had to digest the imprinting. Yes, it takes, you have to digest it for a while. Think about it and look at it through different scenarios. Let's see. Smooth Skater's a narcissistic mom found grandma after she was attacking by someone I introduced her to. Oh no. Yeah, a lot of traumatic events, but these also could be linked to, if you have repeating trauma in lifetime after lifetime, it's your opportunity in this lifetime to break that generational trauma going on. So you are powerful. I'm so skeptical to this. Prove me wrong. I was too. I had no idea. I didn't believe in reincarnation. I was brought up in a religious background, and I had no interest in this kind of stuff until it happened to me. I started remembering things that I've done and places I've been. A lot of times your places that you're drawn to go visit, or foods that you're drawn to eating and you weren't raised in that culture, this is a big indication that you've done this before and you've been to these places, you've eaten this food before, and this is why we're drawn to those things. But yeah, be skeptical, because that is the greatest mindset to be in when you're learning stuff like this. Go in and get curious. Look up YouTube videos about past life regression, or check out Dolores Cannon's work, Brian Weiss, Michael Newton. They're all past life regressionists that did amazing work. And let that sit and just digest that. I can't make you believe. You'll just have to experience it on your own. Let's see. We all have different journeys. Sometimes life shows itself. My pronouns are, they change. Most of the time I think of us and we, because I visualize everybody as the love, just unconditional love. Maybe sometimes non-binary. She, her, us, we. I don't... ask me on a specific day, it might change. I don't know. My children were brought up to fall in love with the soul, not the gender or the race or the ethnicity or the religious background. Just fall in love with a soul. You'll know when you resonate with them. But I do have LGBTQ youth, and I'm very supportive of them because they see love differently than most people, and I love that. Let's see, now we'll have 26 years sober this month. Awesome, because a lot of times when you have a traumatic history growing up, a lot of times people will escape through having these addictions, alcohol or drugs, because it's an escape from their traumatic reality. And I get that. I didn't have to take that route, but I so understand why that happens. I do. You're welcome, Kim. Brandon says, way to go on being sober. Can't let my guard down. Also PTSD for traumas and the Army. Yeah, I imagine. When you're ready, you will know. But no one can help you through that until you're ready. So, but there's so many of us like that. It took me years to work off my depression. I started with postpartum depression that never went away until about, maybe 10 years ago. I had a new therapist come in, and she reviewed my charts, and I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna have to tell my story all over again, why I'm feeling this way. I feel worthless and hopeless, and I just feel like I'm just a ball of mush. And told her I've been feeling disconnected, and she just kind of giggles, and I'm like, what are you laughing at, lady? You don't even know me. And she just shakes her head. She goes, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just waking up. I never had to get therapy after that because I believed her, and I started going down the rabbit hole of the awakening and all the symptoms, and they all matched up. All this depression and stuff is usually associated with the soul waking up. So get curious and look up all kinds of stuff of remembrance. When it resonates with you, when you read something or hear something that resonates with you, this is when you get the goosebumps. And just some forms of music, certain tones will resonate with you. Pay attention to that. That's your intuition getting your attention. Let's see, more comments. Oh. Could you talk about your products? What made you start them? Sure, absolutely. Well, for those of that don't know, I am a published children's author under my former married name, Cija Holt. I wrote a book because my children were reluctant readers, and I wanted to get their attention to get them more excited about reading because I love books, especially the smell of new books. Anyone relate to that? I just love sitting there and just going through the page and just smelling it, like favorite smell, This is an older book though, so it doesn't have that new book smell, but I put them as characters in the book to think they might want to read it and be a part of that, but didn't work out as well as I thought. They enjoyed it, but it's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. I have it if you go to my website through my link tree, I have it a link there to where you can look it up and buy it if you want. Other products that I make are my herbal pain salves, and they're made of the wild lettuce and corydalis, which covers the muscle, joint, and nerve pain. My most popular pain relieving herbal salve is the extra strength wild lettuce corydalis salve because it covers all those pains, and it's a topical salve you just rub on yourself. I was in a job where I couldn't take painkillers over the counter, so I had to think of another way to heal and give myself some relief while I was doing my job, because I do random drug screens and I couldn't have that in my system. And so I created the salve, and it worked so well for me. I took it to my family's reunion one year, and my dad, who has arthritis really bad in his feet, I rubbed it on his feet one night, and the next day he was out walking around without his cane, and I was just blown away. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was the first time I ever felt that he was proud of me for what I was doing, because I left the religion, and there's some stuff I got to work out apparently. But so I have the pain salves, but I do sound baths, I do chakra balancing with the singing bowls. I do regular clinical hypnotherapy for chronic conditions. Past life regression, obviously, and I do past life regression events as well. So these are a little bit different than one-on-one events. So the past life regression one-on-one is a 2-hour recorded interactive session. But if you come to an event, it's just a general guided meditation to tap into whatever we can. And then at the end, we have a feedback session where I answer questions or we discuss what people have experienced. And basically, yeah. I also, apparently I'm a public speaker because I have a speaking engagement to do on the 25th. I'm going to be speaking at the Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance. I volunteered with them last summer during my leadership class that I took in one of our local leadership Pikes Peak here. And I've been asked to speak because of my alternative therapies that can help with depression and bipolar disorder. Let's see. Do I know when someone's going to die? I can kind of sense a little bit, but I don't usually talk about that. That's their journey. I'm not here to interfere with that. I don't think it's a bad thing to know that, but I'm extra loving to them. Lifelong therapy, still a hermit, clinical depression, but Alpha Stim machine works. I'm going to write that down because I've not heard of that. Alpha Stim machine. Thank you for putting that in there. I'm going to look that up later. I love research. So, Smooth Skater, have you gone down the rabbit hole of the spiritual awakening videos on YouTube? If you haven't, this will probably resonate with you because I had major depressive disorder for years, and all it took was one therapist after 12 years of multiple therapists to tell me there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just going through an awakening. And boom, I started seeing things totally different, seeing myself as a soul in having a human experience rather than this body having a spirit, kind of detached. No, you are the soul and this body is your avatar in this life. And that's what changed everything in my life. I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. Let's see, that's a cool therapist. Very, very cool. I reached out to her after I earned my Ph.D. and I said, this is because of what you told me. Now I am doing past life regression. I'm helping people wake up. And I can't make people wake up, but I can sure plant seeds, and which is what I'm doing. Website gives me different answers. Let me scroll back and see what that is. What would a past life of a person with a Sagittarius as the South Node would look like? I don't know. I am not a reader, but I take people on the journey to find out questions like that. So when I have people come in for sessions or on a Zoom session, one of the things I like to do at the end of the session is to call the higher self forward and ask any question that you might have, such as this question, to answer. The higher self is very aware of what's going on. Your guides are assisting you in the whole process. It's a very magical experience. Matter of fact, if you haven't already seen a past life regression that I've done, if you go to my link tree in my bio, the most recent past life regression with angels do, I did that last week with her, and I think it was last week, maybe. Was it Friday? I don't know. Anyway, it's in my link in my the link tree, and you can certainly watch that if you'd like. It's not as hard as people think. All you need to do is just to be relaxed enough to explore and trust the information coming in. As weird and as crazy as this information might sound, as long as if you go with that, the higher self is like, okay, she's trusting it or he's trusting this, we're gonna give more information. And it just, I don't know, it just flows after you start trusting. And it feels weird at first, but it feels like a daydream. He's probably more proud of you than you know. Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Probably is. So, Brandon, hip and lower back pain. Thanks for distracting me. So your hips, think about this. And this is a good way to learn how to read your body, what it's saying to you. Your hips is where you carry your children. So when you're experiencing issues with your children or other people's children, this is where it's going to resonate in the body. When I have issues with my stepchildren, my hips start flaring up like you wouldn't believe. And when I pay attention to that, I'm like, okay, how do I need to fix this? How can I heal from this pain going on? So sometimes I'll just have a sit down chat with them and say, hey, what's going on here? How can we work this out together? You know, when are you going to start making your bed? When are you going to start drinking water? I know it goes heavier than that, but so your lower back pain, think about what your back does too. Your back supports your entire body. So when you're feeling unsupported in your finances, your relationships, or work, this is where it's going to show up in the body. Your body's like screaming at you, hey, pay attention. This is getting your attention. You're feeling a lack of support in your life. So how do you fix that? Fix relationships or dissolve relationships that need to be dissolved, or at least separate, disconnect from that as much as possible. If it's a toxic relationship that you might have with a former spouse or mother of your children or something, then keep your distance and just send love, but you got to heal internally for that to go away. Do lots of public speaking. Oh. Well, I'm starting to. That was actually my dream years ago, and I've taken some Toastmasters classes, but I've not really done a whole lot of that. So doing these TikTok lives is extremely beneficial for that speaking. I'm doing, I think they're going to upload it to YouTube too, so you can see how I do. And if I do a lot of ums and ahs and get nervous, I always get nervous before coming live. But it's people like you in the chat that make this experience so much easier, because I can just be me and you can be you. There's no judgment here whatsoever. Whatever you're going through, I'm just going to love you through that. Thanks for the hearts, everyone, and the likes. How much is a 2-hour past life regression session? Well, I will tell you, most 2-hour sessions with a therapist are about $350, but mine, I only charge $160, and it's recorded, so you'll always have access to it. You can listen to it as often as you want. You can ask questions after it. But what happens after the session is pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your thoughts over the next week or month or year, because once that doorway is open to your Akashic records, where all your lifetimes or life experiences are stored, you're just going to have some serious downloads after that. You'll start remembering more. You don't necessarily have to keep coming back to a regressionist. You can start just tapping in during meditations. Your self-hypnosis basically is a meditation. And you'll just start remembering stuff. Take notes, write down your dreams upon awakening, because within a few moments of waking, you forget that pretty quickly. Thank you, Orbit Girl, for the congratulations. Let's see. Smooth Skater says alpha stim machine stimulates the chemicals. I lost it. Let me scroll back. Chemicals in your brain that aren't working right. Did you know that the singing bowls can do the same? And there are natural herbs that can also help with that. I don't know if you've heard of ashwagandha. That actually helps with depression and anxiety. I take that all the time, especially on days like this where I'm having to speak in front of people. I get a lot of anxiety, but that's just because I focus on the negative what if. So if you change the switch, you flip the switch to thinking, what if it happens better than I can ever imagine? I started doing that habit whenever I have whenever I have something pop in that's a negative what if, like what if I don't get my income taxes this year too? That's something that I play over and over in my mind, because of that happened to us last year. We didn't get our income tax refund until December, right before Christmas, which was a blessing, but also we had to fight all year for that. So I have that worry this year because we haven't received it yet. So, but I have to tell myself, what if it happens sooner than I could ever expect? That would be great. So I get it. Also, the chemicals that are not working while we have depression and stuff are, well, the serotonin, the dopamine, and the oxytocin, which is the love chemical. So there are herbs that can help release those naturally in your body without having to use other chemicals to stimulate that. I was on antidepressants for many, many years, and I started looking into the herbal remedies rather than being on pharmaceuticals because I didn't want to be in that cocktail of medications all the time. I hated taking medicine every single day. So I found the ashwagandha helps with the feel-good chemicals. Dopamicuna helps with the release of dopamine. But I've taken that dopamicuna, and every time I do, because it's dopamine, it's the happy chemical, at times I feel too happy. So that could be a thing. I mean, it's a great thing to be happy, but when you're just too happy, you're overly happy, and driving down the road, my husband's looking at me like, why are you smiling so big? I'm just so happy. I don't know why. I'm just so happy. I guess it's a good side effect, but it also feels extreme too, and I don't know what to do with that feeling other than just smile. Let's see. I felt on my past regression very aware of my present as well, of what I was seeing. Yes, that is normal. You're fully conscious during the regression, so you'll still be aware of your surroundings mostly. And because we're going to have a dialogue, I'm going to ask questions, and you're going to give me your visuals, what you're going through, and that's how I learned to guide the session. But I also sometimes will intuitively have questions come in, and I'll ask those. In the session I did with Angels Do, that's on my link in my bio, I actually looked for questions in the chat, and I asked those questions during the regression. So all the viewers were also doing the regression with me, and I can't even talk now. My throat chakra is out of balance here. So, but yes, it's normal. However, when I do bring people back to awareness, they do seem a little bit shocked of their surroundings, but then it's quickly they remember, oh yeah, I'm here doing this thing. This isn't my room. I'm in somebody's office. But I try to make a safe environment all the time. You're a great public speaker. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I have a lot of knowledge that I love to share because I'm very passionate about it. And usually where your passion is what you're called to do. And so I do feel like I have enough information that I can help people, especially with depression, bipolar. It runs in my family. It's in my family, and I would love to know how to help them better too, especially with the bipolar and stuff. Let's see. Christine says she spoke at a women's march. Oh, 25K. I almost died. So scared, but I did it. Awesome. That is so good. When you start doing things that normally scare you to death, that's where the most growth happens. So I'm proud of you, Christine, for doing that. What state are you in? I think past life regressions are better in person. I'm in Colorado. And you're more than welcome to travel to Colorado if you're not already here. I love doing in-person sessions. Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is an herb. Actually, my office is inside of an apothecary, so I always have access to that. But if you look up you can find supplements. I buy them in the capsules. My herbalist here, my landlord, she makes just straight ashwagandha, no fillers, it's just nothing but that, and it's amazing. My kids love it too. They do really good in school with that. Thank you, Mariah, for putting that spelling out there. And endorphins. Yeah. You know what? You're right, Brandon. The happy feeling I was talking about earlier, with the dopamine, that is what it feels like. It's like your heart's like, oh, I'm excited. I'm happy. I want to be happy with people, and to some people I could be overwhelming because I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm super happy, and I want everyone to feel what I'm feeling, but not everybody's ready for that, and that's okay. I will find my tribe. What's the name of the happy herb? Dopamicuna. I'm not sure if I'm spelling it right. So dopa, D-O-P-A. I think it's M-U-C-U-N-A. Oh, let me just go to my... Look it up. I'll look it up for you so I know how to spell it. Dopamucuna. Dopamucuna. That is the happy pill. And it may take a few days to get it to start working in and kicking in. However, if you're already on other supplements, I recommend asking your doctor first, because you don't want to over-medicate or throw those herbs in on top of the medications you're already on. I had to taper off my stuff before I started taking the herbal stuff. So work with your doctor on that. I am a holistic doctor. I don't prescribe or diagnose, but I'm just telling you what I take that has helped me tremendously. The ashwagandha, dopamucuna, good stuff. There are other herbs too that can help with that. Let's see. Can you please spell those two things that you were taking? So if you scroll back, thank you, Holly. Yes, but it's 2 words, dopa space mucuna. So Smooth Skater lived in the Colorado Springs for 7 years in Illinois now. Would come there, but have 3 cats and kids. I hear you. It's hard to travel sometimes with that, but that's where I'm at in Colorado Springs right now. Thank yous for Holly in the chat there. Where could one find that? You could find it on Amazon, or you could find it at your Whole Foods store, or your Natural Grocers has it in the Now supplements. It's like an orange and white label, Now. The dopa mucuna is in there. You probably find ashwagandha as well. Or you can go to your local apothecary and ask for it. We have it here too, but I always forget to ask for it here. I have it in powder form, and I've tried to put it in my teas, but it tastes like drinking dirt. And you know what? I handled it. I handled the first cup of dirt, but I did feel pretty good. But yeah, give yourself some time. Wean off whatever you're on with your doctor's advice. And don't. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just saying, if you're on other things for depression or anxiety, talk to your doctor about taking herbal supplements. Some will say that St. John's wort is also really good for that, but you definitely don't want to take that with other pharmaceutical medications. I asked my pharmacist that. So that's something else you can ask your pharmacist. They have a list of your medications. They'll know the contraindications for that, or the things that don't work together. You don't want to make it worse than what you're already going through. Thank you, Spiritual Sunflower, for sharing the video. Appreciate you. Oh goodness, this time went so fast. Thank you everyone for all the comments and the questions, and how this every week it's totally different. Sometimes I'll share past life regression of others that I've done. You can see those on my YouTube channel. I did an interview with Holly in the chat there. She and I did a session last month, and we found out some amazing things about her past life. And then I did an interview one-on-one with her, and her talking about her experience, how it felt and how beneficial it was to her, and how it was able to heal some parts of her life that she's been really having difficulty with. Thank you, Brandon, for all the hearts. Yeah, dopamine kind of reminds you of the Lion King song. Yep. Hakuna Matata. Yeah, no worries. Absolutely. You're welcome, Orbit Girl. I have no idea what your actual name is, but I love that. The Orbit Girl. Good choice in the profile name. It is the top of the hour. So, I wanted to ask you Christina, good. Thank you for telling me that. So I wanted to ask, I wanted to start randomly picking people in the chat to do a one-on-one, but it would basically mean you'd have to have 1,000 followers, no distractions, and permission to be live. I don't know if that seems like something that people would be interested in, because you're going to be on the spot. You might not be able to relax fully, so that's something to consider. Buying some today. I'm Sherry. Thank you. Did I say that? Cherie or Sherry? Either way, pretty name. I have a question. When I tap into my gifts, I get so tired and anxious. Am I doing it wrong? No. No, because what happens is you just practice. Practice makes perfect. You know, just keep doing it over and over. Breathe. Breathing is a huge benefit to when you're tapping into your gifts. By slowing your brain waves down to the alpha theta brainwave state, what happens is your conscious mind, the judgmental mind, steps aside, and your subconscious is where your gifts are fed into, to your imagination. Your intuition just feeds it through your pineal gland. This is how you access your gifts. Getting rid of fluoride in your diet. So your fluoride toothpaste, fluoride in your water that you're drinking, you know, or beverages in general, any teas or anything that you add your water to, your coffees, use non-fluoridated water, because fluoride will calcify your pineal gland, which is what you use to tap into those gifts. If you want to know if you've been over-fluoridated, look at your teeth. Do you have white spots like me? Yeah, because as a kid, I was over-fluoridated. This is a good way to tell if your pineal gland is the same way. But there's ways you can decalcify it. There's tones that you can use, and there's foods that you can use to, there's meditations on YouTube all over the place, how to decalcify your pineal gland. Let's all tap together at 40,000. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen in 1 minute, but thank you, Christine, for even just thinking of that. I love you guys. Interesting about fluoride. Fluoride is a carcinogen. Now, it naturally occurs in water. However, if you're in America, actually not just America, I know there's other countries that do this too, but they add extra fluoride into the water because they say it's good for your dental health. No, it's not. There's no proof of that. There's no studies of that. It is a carcinogen, and it slows down, it calcifies your pineal gland so you can't access your gifts. There's a reason behind that. Think about it. Why would someone want you to not utilize your spiritual gifts unless they were trying to be in control? So, thank you very much. I've been trying very hard lately and seem stuck. You know what? Take a break and then come back. Like I said, take deep cleansing breaths, because what that does is it resets the nervous system, and then it allows for more focus and clarity. Breathe, and then just sit with yourself for a moment and then ask questions, you know, what's my day going to be like tomorrow, or whatever question you have for yourself. Then pay attention to the answer. Your answer from your spirit guides will come in like a curiosity. It'll be a really quick answer. Sometimes the answer will come in before you finish your question in your mind. Buying a different toothpaste. You know what? The Hello brand, and there's also Tom's. They have them at Walmart too. So, but yeah, taking the fluoride out of your toothpaste and your drinking water is so beneficial. Water that has been gone through the reverse osmosis cycle, that helps get the fluoride out as well. It's not 100%, but like I said, it naturally occurs in water, just not as much as the governmental systems are putting in there. So, yeah, fluoride free is the way to be. And if you have a filtration system like I don't know if you heard of the Kangen water system, that is one of my goals, because you can change the pH and the alkalinity in your waters as well. You can use your water for cleaning rather than putting any chemicals in it, because you could change the pH in it, and it kills disease. We drink alkaline. Good. I'm glad you're drinking alkaline water. Does filtered water contain fluoride? Check and see if it's gone through the reverse osmosis filter, and if so, then that's as safe as you could probably get it. Use zero water filters. Yeah, they have water filters for your shower too, because your body absorbs the water. Think of that too. We have a shower filter, and you can certainly tell the difference. It's only on the shower head, so when we run the water through the spigot of the bathtub, you could smell the chemicals in it. It smells like chlorine and all these other chemicals, and it just has a very distinct odor. But when we use the water through the filter, there's no smell of chemical whatsoever, so we know it's doing its job. Alexa, pure water filter. Good. Yeah, make sure you get a filter that can do the reverse osmosis. I usually buy gallons of distilled water, preferably. You know what? That's actually fairly safe too. It just doesn't have any beneficial minerals in it, but it's still safer than fluoride water. I use distilled water to make products in my house. So, all right. Well, it's 3 after. I usually do these for an hour, so I'll be here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you didn't get your answers, your questions to your answers, tune in next Sunday, and I will be happy to answer them for you. Thank you all. You guys have a great week too. I hope you had a great day at Easter. And I just want to send so much love out there. Have an amazing week. No, create an amazing week, because you are the creator of your existence. It'd be great if we can join you. Oh, yes, I'm going to try to be there. No, I'm saying that wrong, because your words have a power, and saying try is lack. So I am manifesting my way there, just so you know. Thank you guys for joining in. I appreciate all of you. Such great questions tonight. And I'm glad you guys got to hear the singing bowls as well. Get a little balance in your life. Thank you. Call your dad. Heart to heart talk. I have tried that over the years. Smooth skater. He's very... I don't know. He just doesn't like to talk. He's very disconnected. But I know he loves me. I do. But he's just... I've tried to have that relationship restored, because he was in the Army. He wasn't home hardly ever, so he doesn't know how to treat us, you know? But I have tried, and he knows I love him, so thank you for that. Thanks for the encouragement. Appreciate all of you. Have a great night. Bye.